The Office of the International Relations at the University of Cape Coast has organized a two-day leadership workshop focused on emotional intelligence. The event themed Emotional Intelligence, Developing Skills to Understand and Manage Emotions at Workplace was aimed to provide essential leadership skills for emerging leaders and administrators. Participants included registrars, deputy registrars, hall masters and tutors from the University of Cape Coast, along with representatives from MTN and the University of Ghana. In an interview with UCC News Team, Professor Samuel Bet Buedikusi, Dean of the Office of International Relations, highlighted the significance of the training. Professor Buedikusi expressed optimism that by the end of the training, participants will acquire essential leadership competences that will drive positive changes and increase productivity in their respective areas of work.
Very much. So we are here because the Office of International Relations, an office which coordinates our relationship with our international partners, as part of one of our mandates, is to build capacity of our faculty, our staff, and students. So, working in conjunction with our partners at the University at Buffalo from the United States, we decided to put this workshop together. It's a two-day workshop on emotional intelligence for emerging leaders. And so this is how come we have gathered this morning. Yeah, so in deciding on the topic for this workshop, we had to do a little bit of thinking through, and we noticed that as leaders, whether we like it or not, we are social beings, and we work with other human beings. In our offices, we interact. As leaders in the university, we interact with our students, our fellow colleagues, and all that. So the issue about understanding our own emotions and how that influences us in our work, as well as how you understand the emotions of your other colleague, and how even you as a leader, you are able to influence other people and their emotions so that you can be productive in terms of your work is critical. And that is how come we settled on emotional intelligence for leaders. Because if you are not aware of yourself and how your own emotions are and how they play out at work, then the likelihood that there will be conflicts between you and your coworker, conflict between you and your students, conflict between you and your subordinates, or even your superiors are high. And so for us, we think that this topic is very relevant for managers of our university. And so that is why we settled on this topic.
I also understand students are also part.
Yes, so for students, we have only the SRC president and then the GRASAC president who are part of this session. We planned a different session for the students yesterday. Unfortunately, there were a few hitches, so most of the students didn't turn up. But going forward, we intend to make this a regular feature for students, especially immediately after they are elected, so that we give them some level of leadership, extensive leadership training for them to understand the job they have elected to do. Because in most cases, if students are not aware of what they are supposed to do, we end up seeing some of the things we are seeing, we just saw this week. And so it's one of the things that the Office of International Relations is keen about, and we hope that we can execute that. Yeah.
So at the end of this program, what is your anticipation? What are you expecting?
So we have a top-notch leader, a global leader, who is giving this workshop. So we are expecting that our participants, made up of top university management. So the registrar is here. All deputy registrars in the university are here. We have all our hall managers, the hall masters, senior hall tutors are here. We have other administrative staff, lecturers who are here. We even have some people who have come from outside the university, from MTN, University of Ghana, and other places to join us. So we are expecting that they will be fully aware, conscious of the whole concept of emotional intelligence, and we expect that when they leave here, that will impact on how they work, and productivity will increase, conflicts will reduce, and they will also be able to impact on the other people who are not here to bring change in how we do our business in the university.
Probably there's something I can ask you they want to add.
Well, I just want to thank you for ATL and all other media partners who are here, and also to thank the university community, just to say that they should always watch out when we float these adverts or we float these seminars, we should all endeavor to take advantage of the opportunities that these programs offer us. Thank you very much.
Facilitator at the two-day workshop, Dr. Dorothy Siao Asamoah, a clinical professor at the University of Buffalo School of Management and director of the school Center for Leadership and Organizational Effectiveness, emphasized the importance of workers recognizing their relevance in contributing to a healthy workplace atmosphere.
Okay, all right. My name is Dr. Dorothy Siao Asamoah. I am a clinical professor in the University of Buffalo School of Management. I am also the director of the school's Center for Leadership and Organizational Effectiveness, as well as the faculty director of the school's global programs.
So I would like to know how important the conversation of emotional intelligence plays in our workplace.
Emotional intelligence, in its summary, is our ability to be able to recognize and regulate our own emotions as well as the emotions of others. And so with respect to the workplace, it is not one or the other. Being able to have a command over our own emotions whilst recognizing the emotions of others allows us to make more effective decisions, to remain unbiased, to be empathetic, to be inspirational, as well as many others. I would add that being the smartest kid in the room is not enough, because emotional intelligence, or as we say, EQ, is what differentiates you from the other smart leaders in the workplace and just in society.
Okay, so as someone looking to improve workers' emotional intelligence, could you share some practical strategies or techniques for developing self-awareness, social awareness, empathy?
As someone looking to develop emotional intelligence, I would add a couple of things. The first part is being self-aware. Like a ledger, you know where you have your credits and you know where you have your debits. So when you become aware, then you know the areas that come easy to you and the areas that you need to work on. Then there is the social awareness. The social awareness then empowers you to, what I said earlier, to be able to read the room, to have that organizational awareness without ignoring the empathy part. Then you move on to where the action begins, which is self-management and then others management. Being able to identify, recognize, and regulate your emotions allows you to then be able to do that in others. And in social management, in doing that work, it's important to think about influence. Being influential is more important than being known. Because if you are influential, you will be known. And you will be able to have an impact on individuals, on teams, organizations, and your community. And so I would summarize by saying all the four quadrants in that box are important. And they are learned capabilities. So it's not as if people were born with it and they cannot learn. Making the decision to work at making sure you build that competence and finding seeking opportunities to apply it allows you to master a skill and then keep moving on as you continue to use the tools as you need it.
Okay, so how will all these contribute to the overall productivity at the workplace? All the four quadrants that you have mentioned on self-awareness, social awareness, all of that.
At a minimum, you are able to provide or contribute to the provision of an engaging climate in the workplace. A workplace where individuals feel they are empowered, that their boss or their peers believe in them, that they matter, that they are able to add value to the conversation and to the solving of problems in the workplace. All of it, and the practical application of expressing empathy as well as humility enables the ecosystem to be a nurturing, a growth-minded environment that allows the best of everyone's version to come to play in the workplace.
Some participants at the two-day workshop shared their key takeaways from the event and expressed hope in applying this insight in their various workplaces.
I'm Abna Safwa. I'm standing in for Dr. Joanna Akmenu from the School of Business, Department of Management. So from the workshop so far, from yesterday's experience, we learned about emotional intelligence and as a leader, how emotional intelligence should be dealt with. So from our practical exercise we did yesterday, we came out that as a leader who is trying to practice emotional intelligence should be able to support his team members, give clear instructions so that the members will know how to relate with certain work or tasks given to them and how to collaborate with them, delegate some part of work to them and get feedback from them. Right, so going forward, what's your word of advice to the investors? Maybe it benefited you, so I'd like them to think of a wider. Okay, emotional intelligence as a wide topic on its own, I think it will help all the university students. It will help university students. You're not limited to just the lecturers and staff, but students also, because it helps individuals to relate and have empathy with others so that they can relate well with others. So your word to the university? Well, a little word I have for the universities, I pray and wish they could do it as a course for all students to partake in or have a seminar with the students so that they can learn more about emotional intelligence. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So my name is Chris Agri. I'm the head of Outreach and Employer Relations at the Industrialism Office under the Academic Affairs. Well, my key takeaway in this whole exercise is the insightful pieces I picked. It has really, helped me. Now I know how to communicate better my decisions, my actions and inactions. It has also helped me to identify people's emotions and how best I can manage them and all of that. Largely, I think it would even help my personal growth and development because now I know, the thin lines in between emotional intelligence and how I can apply to what I do. Absolutely. I mean, the nature of my work involves largely emotional intelligence. You are dealing with people, you are dealing with industry, you are dealing with students. You need to know and prepare them for industry, and it will take all of these things. You need to let the students know corporate etiquette, effective communication and all of that. And you can do that by applying emotional intelligence. Per my line of work, I deal with corporate entities, the CEOs and the HR heads. And so it needs emotional intelligence to be able to effectively communicate or to have any form of positive partnership that will, in a long span, benefit what I do.
For TV UCC, I am Hetty Ann Hodgson.